Hello, welcome once again to the Growth Jigsaw, and today I'm talking to business owners and sales managers. Today's topic of discussion is sales incentives. What do I mean by sales incentives? You have a sales team and they are on a salary. A fixed salary often needs to be supplemented with certain reward incentives which you give them when they exceed expectations. So a sales incentive is a reward that you give your salesperson because he has achieved or overachieved the targets that you had set for him. How do we go about building a sales incentive plan? I did this for one of my clients and it gave me a lot of insights into what needs to go into a sales incentive plan to make it practical. So the first thing is, of course, that the sales incentive plan needs to be based on sales, which means actual revenue realized by the company. I spoke about target setting and annual business planning in some of my earlier talks. I assume that there is an annual sales plan that you've already built. I assume that you've already set targets for your salespeople. And I assume that they already know what they're expected to achieve. Once you have a target in place, you need to start monitoring actually the performance of the salespeople with respect to the targets. A sales incentive plan can typically be structured for a quarterly performance review. So at the end of the quarter, you can do a performance assessment and based on that, pay out a sales incentive which is a reward or which is a pat on the back for your salesperson. Now, what do you need in place to build a sales incentive plan? The first thing that you need to do is decide what are those critical things that a salesperson needs to do which bring important value to the company. So it could be achieving of sales targets, it could be collection of payments, it could be business from new customers, it could be sales of new products. You define what is important for you as a business and use those set of parameters to devise your sales incentive plan. I'm going to present to you a sales incentive plan which has been working at one of my clients' place for the last 2 years, and it's structured somewhat like this. You can see that there is a list of products which are given to the salesperson to sell. For reasons of confidentiality, the products are hidden here. Then you have a column which talks about the targeted revenue from each of these products for that quarter. The column in blue shows the actual target achievements by the salesperson. And based on the targets achieved, there are certain thresholds on which there are incentives which are paid to him. So if you see the column called threshold, it talks about the threshold after which the person starts earning an incentive, which means if the target was 100 and he achieved 60, we decided that we would give him incentive on the 61st product that he sold. Similarly, we had two slabs. We called them slab 1 and slab 2. So slab 1 gave him an incentive up to 100% of the target achievement, and slab 2 gave him an incentive on all overachievement. So as you can see, the slab 2 is at a much higher level as compared to slab 1, which means the salesperson is incentivized at a much higher rate when he sells above his target. And finally, if you see the table below, you see all the different areas which are relevant to the business, which are important. The moment the person delivers on all these areas, the basic incentive calculated for him is topped up with another few percentage points. So here the characteristics were his ability to collect payment on time, his ability to collect C forms on time. The product mix multiplier gave him a benefit when he sold the entire basket of products and not just one or two of them. Emerging market multiplier gave him an extra incentive when he went after business in newer markets. New accounts added also gave him an extra incentive. So that was a real sales incentive plan which has been used to pay sales teams based on their actual performance. Something like this is a great and transparent way of differentiating between different sales members of the same team. So while all of them might be on a same or a similar fixed salary, you'll find that the higher performers take home a much bigger sales incentive. This creates an environment of achievement, an environment of performance, and an environment of real go-getting, and the ambitious salespeople will always want to work for this sales incentive.